What's up, folks? So I figured I'd do a pack video. Not a bushcraft pack loadout or anything like that, but just packs in general, and kind of just talk about some of the ones I've used over the years, my thoughts on them, you know, overall or whatever. I'm not going to get into great detail on each one, but I'll talk about some of the things I liked or didn't like, what ones kind of made the cut for me and what ones kind of didn't, and that sort of thing. So we have two more modern type packs, and then two, they're modern but they're what I tended to lean towards more often than not. So, you know, your canvas bags with leather trim and stuff like that, a more traditional type pack. And I'm still drawn to them. I think they're gorgeous packs. And that's about it. We'll get into that. But, so I wrote some notes. Just thought, this is just off the top of my head too, real quick. I'm sure there's a couple packs I've had that I'm missing here on this list, but so one that's not here was a LL Bean Continental Ruck. It was more of almost like an assault pack, as far as size, maybe a little bit bigger than that. Reminiscent to this one too. This is also a LL Bean pack, canvas. The Continental Ruck is a waxed canvas, which I liked. Outfitted with leather trim and the whole bit. The shoulder straps on that ruck in particular were super comfortable. And I used that one for quite a while. It was good for, you know, up to 3 days, I would say. And I did that with that particular pack quite a few times. Because of its size, you're not going to fit, you know, your shelter system or anything like that, or bedroll or anything in the ruck, or take up almost the whole thing. So I used to just fasten it to the bottom like a lot of people in the community do. But it worked out well, and it wasn't, even when you added your shelter or bedroll to the bottom of it, it didn't make it grow so much that it was obnoxious, right? And that's kind of big for me, and we'll talk about some of them other things here in a little while. But so that ruck, I'd give it a high rating personally. What ended up happening to it and why I stopped using it was I actually put a car kit together for my wife, you know, her traveling and stuff with my son. So I outfitted that with all the essentials, and it just stayed in her van. Another pack that I was pretty fond of actually was, I'm not sure of the proper name for it. I didn't look at the website currently. I'm not even sure if they still offer them or whatever. They probably do, but it was the Duluth Scout Pack. I did a video on probably all of these at one point. So if you look on my channel, you might find it. So it was sold by, you know, the Pathfinder School, or now Self-Reliance Outfitters. Again, I haven't been on their site in years, so I'm not sure if they still offer it. But the pack was made by Duluth Pack Company, and it was called a Scout Pack, at least at the Pathfinder School or whatever. So I used that one for quite a while too. Another small pack canvas, just the nostalgia of it, the traditional style of it was awesome. Small enough to get you to think of what you actually needed to pack, so you didn't overpack or anything like that, but definitely too small for an extended type stay. You know, depending on skill level and stuff like that, again, attaching some sort of bedroll or shelter system to the bottom of that would be the only way to do that. Could get you by probably, you know, 3 days. But above and beyond that, you know, if you're canoe camping or anything like that, it's just a little small in my opinion. But I loved that pack. A really good pack in my opinion. Another one that's not here that I actually used overseas was the 72-hour rush pack. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called. I had the OD green one and I can't remember who made that. I don't know if it's 511 or one of those tactical companies. The pack looked awesome. It was actually a great pack for what I used it for overseas. I tried to use it, you know, doing the bushcraft and camping and all that stuff. And inside of that particular pack, there's just way too many pockets. So it leads you to, you know, pack way too much shit that you don't need. And it takes up more room in there. So if you have, you know, your bucket of the pack where most of your stuff is going to go, you start adding pockets all up in there and filling them up, you lose room in the pack, right? So worked good for me overseas. It was a nice pack, well made. I liked it for that, but doing the outdoors thing, not so much. So I got rid of that. Another one, the Alps Outdoor Freighter Pack. It's a really big pack, big frame. It had a shelf on the bottom that folded out, and that's for like backcountry, big game hunting, to where you could take the pack off the frame and then pack out meat and things like that. It had a holder on the side. Again, I've done videos on this. It's been in videos. I had my shotgun on the side, the whole bit. That pack, I didn't have it super long, maybe a year, something like that, and I definitely used it. Really good size pack, and again, that tends to, you know, you overpack the thing. But it seemed well made, waterproof, all that. What I didn't like about it was the frame, actually. So where it came up behind you, there was a bar that come up and went kind of behind your head, and I would constantly, you know, be hitting that with my head, and I just didn't care for it after that. So, but not a bad pack, just wasn't for me. And I'm not down talking any of these packs. You know, if it works for you, that's awesome. So I'm not trying to, you know, it's not a shot across the bow, so to speak, at any particular company or whatever. So I've had 2 traditional style packs that I've used. I can't remember the name of the one, but one was definitely the Woodsman pack from Frost River. Again, canvas, leather trim, the whole bit. It's just, I like that traditional look and feel of the pack. But just, I can't remember the name of the other one, so my apologies there. But the Woodsman one, for sure, just there wasn't, there was a lot of room in the pack, but not much else going on. So hard to organize in a way, and it didn't work out for me. So got rid of the pack. 2 that I have a ton of experience with, like well over a decade. Not necessarily in the bushcraft or outdoor community, but certainly in the military. Is the newer, they're not new anymore. I got issued mine, I think it was 2005, so 15 years ago now. Jesus, dating myself. But the new Molly Ruck and the assault pack that came out with it, the digital pattern, in my opinion, was absolute shit. I don't think anybody liked it. I'm not a big fan of Molly at all. If you are, to each their own, I guess. Even though it's got that webbing where you weave in and out the straps to fasten, you know, different Molly setups, pouches, all that type of thing. They just tend to be floppy to me, and I just don't care for it at all. And that Molly Ruck system and the assault pack, in my opinion, at least the garbage I was issued, is exactly that, in my opinion. It's absolute shit. But it is what it is. If it works for you and that's what you use, all the power to you. So I guess you're left to right. The all too infamous haversack. This one was a Pathfinder one. I had a couple over the years. This one I put my logo on when I had my school, because I still use it. It's still pretty handy. So that definitely made the cut and is still around. The Woodsman Pro Pack that I designed, made by a super awesome person, Jane from All the Streaming Canvas. I think it was a good design. A lot of people liked it. I sold quite a bit of these. Again, canvas, leather trim, that whole traditional feel and whatever. And I love this on canoe trips and stuff like that. But as far as packing it in, and I'm not a super hiker guy either, so I don't do a ton of hiking. I've done plenty of that in the Army, and I'm kind of all set with it. I just want to go out and camp and practice skills and that type of thing. So go up, set up a camp, and kind of be in that immediate area. You know, I mean, you could go off if you're there multi-day for a day hike or whatever, not with the pack, with something smaller, and return to base camp essentially. This was good for that too. But as far as like long distances, like hiking and that sort of thing, this isn't the pack for that, in my opinion. So the straps aren't super padded. They're not uncomfortable, I wouldn't say, but they're not the best for comfortability over long distance. So still have it. This was actually the prototype. Mine has got a leather bottom, which none of the ones I sold did. It would have just upped the price way too much, so I didn't offer that. But still got that. Still like it. And I'll probably use it exactly for what I said, canoeing and that sort of thing. The other one I held up a while ago, I'm not sure the name of this. It's definitely by LL Bean. So when I got rid of that Continental pack and outfitted that for the wife and the son in the vehicle, I picked this one up to try it. It's a good day pack. Again, it's, you know, you could fasten a bedroll or shelter system to the bottom of it, and still have plenty of room for stuff you need to get you by for probably up to 3 days. There's no internal frame or no type of frame at all, so depending on what you put in there, it can get cumbersome and not very comfortable. But if you know what you're doing and you can pack it right, it's not so bad. So that one's still around, obviously, and I still like it. Moving on to the modern stuff. Actually, let me digress here and backtrack just a little bit. The one I didn't mention, the old military Alice pack. Why they got rid of that and went to that Molly shit is beyond me. I think the Alice pack was far superior, way more comfortable. Could fit more in it if you needed to, and I just liked it a lot better, and a lot of people did, and we'll get to that again in a little bit. But I had two of those. One of them I put a kit together for a real good friend of mine back in the day, and kind of gifted that to him as I upgraded or whatever. I ended up getting another one because I actually missed it, and then I had another buddy who was unfortunate. He and his family, their house burnt down. They pretty much lost everything. So again, I put together a kit and I gifted that to that friend, and kind of started over. But it is what it is. So to your right here, forget what the hell it's called, but this is a hidden Woodsman pack. MC Ruck, I think maybe it's called. And it's a nice little pack, very reminiscent of the assault pack that the military issues. Same configuration. I'm not sure if there's like a big size difference in any of that, but very reminiscent of that. However, this one far superior, in my opinion, to what I got issued anyway. But so same thing, assault pack. In the military, it's a 3-day assault pack is what they call it. So I think that's pretty fitting. I've done videos definitely on this pack and what I put in it. I even put extra shit in it because it holds quite a bit. Again, bedroll shelter system would have gone on the bottom for up to 3 days with something like this. But yeah, definitely, it's a nice pack. I like it. I haven't used it in quite a while, but when I first got it, I used it quite a bit. I took it out hunting with me, the whole nine. So I have no complaints. It's pretty comfortable. The only one thing that happened, I haven't used it that much, but I used it quite a bit. My zipper here at the top is fucked, for lack of a better word, sorry. But yeah, it came apart. It's not the stitching, it's the actual zipper itself, so I'm not sure what's up with that, but whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, so that's still around. Still use it, not as much as I did when I first got it, but definitely like the pack. So last but not least, this is a Malice pack by Tactical Tailor, and I went to that when I went to the scout platoon in the Army. So a lot of rucking at night, under nods, night vision, the whole bit. And again, so that Molly shit, you can keep it. I want nothing to do with it. And that was pretty much the consensus in at least the scout platoon that I was in. So a lot of folks preferred this Malice pack, or an old Alice pack that you can actually, if you have one, you mail it to Tactical Tailor and they'll sew on, you know, more pockets or bigger pockets or pretty much anything you want. And I'm not sure if they still do that, but that was the case, and that was the preferred packs for the most part. Again, being in the Scouts, so I bought that because it's way more comfortable, way more conducive to do what you do in the Scout platoon, and it just worked really well. I will say they are definitely proud of this shit, so that is not a cheap pack by any stretch of the imagination. But there's more expensive ones out there too. So a couple, well, I already mentioned that. So another one in the Scout platoon it was probably a 50-50 actually, but either the Malice pack, the Alice pack modded by Tactical Tailor, or there was a couple different style Mystery Ranch packs that some of the guys had, and again, those things, they're not giving them away, I guarantee you that. But they were pretty nice as well. I tried a few of them on, got to check them out, so that was cool. But those were the preferred packs. So I don't have a ton of bush time or bushcraft time with this pack, although I have some. But I've got a lot of time in the woods with this thing, and this pack has a lot of miles on it. I guarantee you that. And it just works for me. So, you know, I was a big fan of the Alice pack back in the day, and kind of just like the more a knife for me. I did a video on that, kind of full circle with knives. I'm kind of in the same boat with packs at this point. Now obviously this isn't, there's a million packs out there, and there's a lot of nice ones. So whatever you have, if it's good for you and it works, it's awesome. I'm not trying to sell anything here. I'm just kind of talking about, you know, how I've come up, things I've used, and, you know, stuff like that. But I'm definitely back to something like this, you know, for a weekend or more. So 2-3 days and up, I'll pack something like that. If it's just a day hike or an overnighter, it's going to be something smaller, obviously, because I don't need that much stuff. But if you're spending numerous nights, obviously a bigger pack leads well to that. So that one, if you're interested, I'll do another video on it. Just the pack itself, if you'd like to see all the pieces and parts to it, things like that. That one's actually loaded up right now for a weekend outing, so that's coming up too. But a couple more things I just got to fine tune, because I had to take all my military stuff out of it and pack it for camping and bushcraft, or whatever you want to call this. So it's just about ready to go. Couple tweaks and it'll be there. But absolutely love that pack. Super comfortable again, and it's got, that thing's got some miles on it for sure. So that's my pack talk. I hope you guys enjoyed it, got something out of it. If you have any other questions, something I didn't touch on or whatever, leave it in the comments. I'll try to answer you, and or, you know, I plan on doing a couple more videos. Again, definitely some overnighters and stuff like that. So get back out in the woods, what I like to do, and share that stuff with you guys. So again, any questions, just leave them below, and I'll try to answer them for you. So appreciate you watching. Appreciate, you know, everything you've done for me over the years. If you're new, thanks for joining us. And until the next one, God bless.